You're listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy on Paratalkradio.com, a member of the WLFE digital broadcast family, and is intended for listeners over 16. The topics, views, and opinions expressed on our show may not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Paratalk Radio, our hosts, or our sponsors. Now, here are your hosts, Ted and Cindy.
Well, there's no Cindy at this time, but I have a beautiful young lady with me on the live feed right now, Miss Pamela Berry, and she's going to take a few minutes and we're going to talk about the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. And I know that everybody's excited like I am. I can't wait. It's only 2 weeks away, not even. Are you there, Pam?
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, wow, something's going on. Sounds a little strange.
Hey, Teddy.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. You sound perfect right now. You're always perfect.
I'm always perfect, huh? Okay. Well, so let's talk about the bash and what's going on. I mean, I know it's just a few short 10 days away, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Vendors, the whole deal. Why don't you give us the lowdown?
Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, July 24th, 25th, 26th. It's at the Wyndham 95 Presidential Circle in the Grand Ballroom. We get to keep, we are on target. That being
That's
said,
awesome.
We are mindful and we will be doing everything that the governor wants us to do to maintain your safety. We will be social distancing. We have less vendors this year. Still the same big old heart, ready to gather and raise some money for PA Wounded Warriors and Heroes for Hire, John Buckman. If anyone saw that I put something on it before John Buckman, I was just kind of compelled to do it. I think I didn't realize it either, but looking back, all of Heroes for Hire, they work in schools. The schools have been, postponed. He also goes into hospitals. He's not allowed to do any of that anymore. So he's really struggling. So if you feel compelled, a hero needs a hero right now. And if anybody can give some money or kind words, get on Heroes for Hire on his Facebook page and just give him some love. He's having a difficult time through the COVID.
Yeah, the COVID was hard. This whole COVID thing's been hard on everybody, and I have a lot of musician friends that have not been able to play or perform because of it. So, anybody that has a special gift of things like that, whether it be musician or Heroes for Hire, it's just been really, everybody's been struggling. So, giving back to the heroes is good. Yeah. So,
I hope there. We will not have any sick children this year at the Wyndham for this, doing the victory laps.
Right.
They will, they'll be coming through Zoom. So we'll be going live so they can see what's going on at the bash, but we will absolutely not have any of our kids there this year. But they'll be there next year, and they'll be there with us in heart.
Right. So I got Gina on here. She popped in and said that she would have you and Steve on Thursday on her show.
Yes. Yep.
That's awesome.
I love being in the Fox Den, and then I actually have two shows I'm doing that night. I'm doing Fox Den, and then I'm doing Jody Nettles, Crossroads.
Cool.
And
as long as
I'm putting on, and getting word out. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's important. It's a event that we all look forward to. We all love. Now you said you're going to be. You still have all the vendors. You're short a few vendors from what you had last year.
We are. We have scaled it down, and we've scattered. So people are going. Tables will be 6 feet apart. You'll be going in one way, out the next. There's only a certain amount of people allowed in the Wyndham at a certain time. So when we start to get a bigger crowd, we'll go ask people, hey, can you step outside and go have fun with the kids' stuff outside because we're going to have
Right.
events out there. And then you can and come back in.
All right. Perfect.
But we're going to be mindful, and it'll be a great event.
Great. I can't wait. Chris Sanders is on here saying he can't wait as well. So, I think we're all really looking forward to it.
I think we all need it. I think all of us, we're one big family,
Mm-hmm.
and we need each other to empower each other to get through this.
Exactly.
Exactly. This has been really hard for me, social distancing. I've done it because that's what we need to do, but it's really hurt my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it's been tough for a lot of us. It's I was lucky enough to have the Winter Parafest. It went, and then shortly, like right after, 3 weeks later, is when the whole COVID thing hit, and
Right.
it was really tough. But we managed to get ours in. But the amount of conventions and stuff that haven't because of the fact of COVID, I mean, it's just been, oh man, it's been tough on everybody,
It
and.
has.
I'm so glad that Gettysburg Bash is still going on. We're so looking forward to it.
I am so. Funkiest, funniest mask gets tried.
The what?
The funniest, funkiest mask gets tried.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll have to look into that.
Make a cool mask.
Make a cool mask. I'll have to look into it. See what I can come up with. That would be fun. So, but yeah, so again, the date again is, go ahead again, it's July
24, 25, and 26.
6th, yes. And it's an all-day event on all 3 days.
Yep, 12 to 6, 12 to 6, and then 12 to 5.
Okay, perfect. What are the tickets to get in?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What's the ticket price?
$20 per person. Children under 7 are free, and that is for the entire weekend. You get a wristband, so you can go in and out as many times as you like.
So $3 or 3 days for $20. That ain't bad at all. That's great, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I wish you the best of luck. We'll see you there with the radio show. We'll be there. Paratalk Radio will be there. And I know that Step Into the Paranormal is going to be joining us. You guys in your show will be there. And, we're all going to be there having a good time. It's a big old family, so it's going to be a family gathering. It's going to be fun.
Yep. I miss you, Teddy.
I miss you, too. I got to get us some good noses, though.
Yeah.
All right, Pam. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. And giving us the scoop. I know everybody's excited, and I can't wait. It's just going to be so much fun. I'm arriving on Thursday.
Good. I'll be there.
Okay. All right, Pam. Tell Steve we said hi.
I will. Love ya.
I love you too. All right. That was Pam from Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. In 10 days, we're all going to be in Pennsylvania to Gettysburg for the bash, and we're so looking forward to it. I hope that you all will go check out the website as well. I hope you will join us there. It's just going to be a blast. We're so excited about it. David Littlefield, hi from Sebago, Maine. Well, hello, Carrie Ann Harris, my cousin. Thank you so much for joining. Gettysburg. If you've never been to Gettysburg, especially during the bash, you're missing a lot because it's one of the largest conventions in that area. With you can find everything in the paranormal. There's witchcraft and witches. There's all the ghostly stuff you can find. Trinkets and toys and just great people and lectures and just. There's everything there. Hello, Carrie. But it's going to be a great time, and I really hope you guys will join us. It's $20 for 3 days to go in and out. You get yourself, hello, David. and you get yourself a wristband for the 3 days. Motels and hotels around there are actually really reasonably priced. This is my fourth year going down, and I'm so looking forward to it. If you've never been, it's amazing. It gets done at 6, and you've got 2 to 3 hours afterwards to go to the battlefield to check that out, to check out all the stores. They have ghost tours down in Gettysburg for the weekend. There's just so much that you can do. Um, if you've got, a few $100 that you want to go do something for a short vacation, that's the place to go. It is July 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's amazing, right in Gettysburg. It's one of the best conventions you could ever go to. Big family oriented, pure unity event. They have everything from, music to, um, I know Buddy the Bigfoot's going to be there. They've got some TV stars there. Um, it's going to be an amazing event. I just really hope you guys will join us. And for $20, why not? Right? It'll be awesome. So my co-host and cohort is finally here. She has had a rough day. So everybody, here's Cindy.
Hi, everybody. I did it with the wrong hand. It's usually this way.
That's okay.
I don't feel very good today, you guys.
Well,
it's a girlish day.
It's a girlish day? Okay.
Girl issue day.
Girl issue day. Okay, yeah. I got it.
I'm going to try and have one of these to make it better. Make my stomach maybe a little more settled.
What is it, ginger ale?
No, it's Mountain Dew Zero.
Oh, see, you should be doing ginger ale.
I know, I don't have any that's zero, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a really cool, exciting show going on here. We just heard from Pam from Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, who is, her and her husband are running the Battlefield Bash at Gettysburg in 10 days from July 24th to the 26th.
Did I miss them?
Yes, you did already there, but that's okay.
I have an announcement to make, too.
Okay.
You made it already.
No, I haven't made that. If you want to do that, and then we can get right into our guest, because I know our guest is in the back room being as patient as possible. And so we have Jill Shelley that will be joining us here just momentarily. So go ahead and make your statement if you need to there, Sin.
So it is with a heavy heart that I have decided not to go to Gettysburg at the obviously very last minute, because I had a wedding on Saturday, and afterwards I was just really not good. And even during it, but I didn't let anybody know. I was really not in a good place because of the social distancing and the whole, COVID kind of stuff. And I figured that if I went down to Gettysburg, I would be even worse than I was, because this was family and friends. So with everything that's going on, I have been, and Teddy, because I talked to you about it.
Yep.
I've been in a bad place, and I feel that it's more important for my mental health to be true to myself than to try to please everybody that I would be pleasing, right? Because it would be for my children, it would be for, because they've been dying to go, it would be for their friends, it would be for my friends that I see down there, it would be for Pam, it would be for you and John especially. And I want to go so badly, but I know how hard it will be on me mentally with my anxiety. And I'd much rather not have panic attacks while I'm down there.
I get it. And I think everybody else will understand too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's next year and so
a COVID
we totally get it. COVID free, hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it has affected a lot of things. In fact, we're going to be talking to a young lady that I'm sure it's affected her business a little bit as well. Yeah. But real quick, I want to say hi to Scott in Tennessee, Gina Bankston, Barry Martz, Chris Sanders.
Yep, I was just going to say Chris.
That's okay. Robert, Adam Briggs, Ernie Atwell, David Littlefield, Phyllis Beach, Leo Morale, Tina, my sister, Carrie Ann Harris, my cousin, Robert Hernandez, but there's quite a few in there. And David, if you're gonna be hanging around, Cindy can answer that for you towards the end of the show if you want to hang around or come back.
Wait, what was it?
He says he's got a shadow figure that stands at the end of his bed, and he wants to know how to get rid of it.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, so we can do that for you later on. But
Is it David from Texas?
Littlefield. David Littlefield. Yep. Hello, Diane George. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
I can't see any of.
Yeah, some of them are not.
Facebook? Where's YouTube? I don't see anybody on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them here either. There's something going on because they're not all on there. So, because
it's not just me then, right? You know
no. The watch party's screwing up too. So, all right. Without further ado, I wanted to introduce you guys to Miss Jill Shelley.
Hi.
Hello, Jill.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, I gotta touch it up a little so I can get my hair back in there. That's funny.
Oh man. All right. So real quick, what I want to do is I want to read a little bit here. This is a bio that she sent to me, and just kind of give you a little insight on who she is. It says, I have always been intrigued by the paranormal since I was a child, and that is when I had my first experience. In 2010, I met a group of people with the same passion I had for the paranormal. We formed a group called Saint. Now, I don't know how to say that.
It's St. Croix.
St. Croix?
Yes.
Okay, St. Croix Paranormal, based out of Stillwater, Minnesota. I'm sorry, Cindy. We have investigated many private homes and businesses. We were featured on My Ghost Story for a shadow figure we captured in a local bar. Our team has traveled all over the country to well-known haunted locations in search of the paranormal. I had also become interested in video production and created our own show, Paranormal Patrol, that aired on a local cable channel in town and on YouTube. I always had wanted my own haunted location for research and was able to fulfill my dream last year and purchase the Boyd House. The deed goes back to 1884, where the land was owned by the railroad. The house was built in 1901 as was owned by the town founders. The house has a lot of equipment, interaction, EVPs and audible voices, shadows and apparitions, objects moving, footsteps. I allow private overnight investigations as well as continuing research on the house myself. I am also enjoying restoring it back to the 1900s. By day, I work as a surgical technician. I enjoy spending time outside with the family and friends. Our contact info is stcroixparanormal.com, and we'll list that up there for you. Well, welcome to the show, Jill.
Welcome.
It's awesome to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So surgical, like what kind of surgical stuff? Blood and gore?
It can be. I do this in all types of surgery. So I do a lot of general surgery. I do hip and knee replacements, assistance. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been doing it for about 16 years.
Okay,
now.
So I gotta ask. I gotta ask because I have to have a knee replaced.
Do it, Teddy.
So how bad is the surgery? You guys gonna toss me around like a fart in a mitten, aren't you? Rough me up?
Well, let's just say that we do actually use a saw and cut a lot of bones off. To shape. We gotta shape it, to the point you need it. But,
I shouldn't have asked. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be out for this.
Doesn't ask me about my day.
But I'm going to be out, right?
Yeah, you won't feel a thing.
So funny.
I know that they get you right up afterwards, too. They set you in, they get you, to rest for a little bit, but then they get you up and walking immediately.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
You don't want that to stiffen up, but I know a couple of people who have had the replacement, and they're so happy.
Yeah, right. Me too.
All your therapy and all that. Yeah, you're going to be happy you had it done.
Yeah,
I agree completely.
I have all these horror stories playing in my head over and over and over.
Well, stop it. Here, read my arm.
Yeah, I know. Why are you so blurry today?
Me? I am?
Yeah, you're blurry.
I don't know. Let me
Well,
clean up. Ah, what just happened? Oh, I don't know.
I see you.
There you go. Am I still blurry?
Okay, no, you're okay now. We got you.
Listen, there was some crazy shiz happening here just a little bit ago.
Oh.
I literally was in my bathroom downstairs, and I heard somebody upstairs. So I could hear Jansen playing on the video game.
Well, Jill's probably familiar with that sound.
And then Jet was sitting on the couch, but I didn't know. So I yell up and I say, Jet, where are you? And he goes, I'm on the couch. And I'm like, okay, well, who's upstairs walking around? And Jet goes, maybe the cat. And I start walking. And I'm like, no, Simeon's right here. He goes, I already said that, Mom. I saw him after you didn't hear me, obviously. I'm like, no. So, Jack, go upstairs and see what's going on. He's like, I'm not going up there.
Yeah, send the kid upstairs. There you go. Chicken shit.
Well, then, as I was putting my makeup on before I had the girl issue start, I literally put my makeup on, and all of a sudden I heard that crack of electricity. I had 2 or 3 of them. It went.
Did the storm come through up there yet?
Nope.
Oh my God, it was bad here. It had huge hail and everything else, so it's coming. But I want to say hello to Timothy Ferrara for joining. Officer Tim, Stephanie Turbeville as well. Thank you for joining. So Jill, let's get into this. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the sounds that Cindy is hearing.
Yeah, we do hear different types of sounds over at the White House. We hear audible voices, children, women, footsteps. They hear footsteps quite often. And that tingly chill that you're talking about, I'll get that sometimes, especially around this one closet that I really do not like in the house at all.
Don't you hate that? You get into a house and there's like a closet or something behind the door, and it's just like, oh man, I don't want to open that up. You ever get that? It's like, nope, I'm not opening it.
Well, I got a thing about closets. I don't like to be in them, so I usually keep one foot in the door so it can't shut down on me.
That's probably a smart idea. It's probably a smart idea. Oh, yeah. Cindy, I'm supposed to tell you from David Littlefield, read your arm. It says made in the USA.
That's right. It also says hashtag get the fuck out of ego.
Oh boy.
What?
All right. Yes, such language and such early in the morning for that language. All right. So you started a team, or you gathered with a bunch of people and started a team. St. Croix, you said, is paranormal. And how long have you guys been together and still going strong, I'm hoping?
Yeah, we've been together for 10 years. This year we've kind of, between the virus, and we've had a lot of people with some health changes and new babies and changes. So we've kind of slowed down a little bit more, and I pretty much spend most of my time investigating over at the White House. But for the last 10 years, we've actually traveled to over the country to well-known haunted locations. We've done like the commons people know, like the Liskax murder, Waverly Hills, Thornhaven Manor, Farrar, places like that. But yeah, we've really enjoyed it. It's been a really interesting journey.
Awesome.
Jill, can you get closer to your mic?
Oh, you're having a hard time hearing her?
Yeah, it's just...
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, I have that extra little thing where I can turn her up a little extra, so I didn't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyways, so the paranormal teams. I know I have 2 actually, and I know how much work it can be. A lot of people go, "Oh, you just get together, you go out and you look to get scared and this and that," but it's not that way at all. Paranormal teams, if you're out there really trying to help, because I'm guessing you're doing residentials as well, private investigations, right? So I'm pretty sure that you've gone through all that, and you know how important it is to help somebody that's looking for help,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love it. In fact, that's what my teams more or less do. We go out to help people. Um, that's our main objective. You know, is to help them and see if we can prove or disprove that ghosts exist. You know,
Right.
some people don't need that. They already say, "Oh, I believe they exist," but some of us still stay in the middle of the road, a little skeptical about stuff because, you know, in most cases you can explain things, but there are a few that you sit there going, "I don't know what it is," you know. So,
And that's
but
how our team tends to be when we're investigating. It's always like, is there a logical explanation as to why this just happened? And if not, then we're going to probably call it paranormal.
right, right. I know it's tough when. I don't. Some teams. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories. To be honest with you, um, with teams, and you know, we try to educate, you know, everybody around us as much as possible about what we know, as in sharing. You know, we share everything because I think that the only way this is gonna work forward or move forward is by everybody helping each other. You know, sharing what they have.
Am
Yeah.
I
So,
still blurry?
so.
Am I still blurry, Teddy?
Yeah, you seem a little blurry.
I
Ah,
don't
it's getting
know.
better. Oh, I don't know, honey.
I
It's
don't see
going.
it on my end. That's
No,
weird.
you look all right on the watch party too. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's just here.
But well, because Barry just said it too.
Yeah, on my watch party you look
Hi,
fine.
Teresa.
Yeah. So now you said that you've always wanted to have your own haunted location. So how did this come about? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's traveling over the country doing those well-known haunted locations. I thought, gosh, it'd be really fun to have my own place, to do my own investigation when I want, and to allow others to come in and do research as well. I wasn't banking on all the work that went along with it, such as the yard work and such. But
Right. Right. And the upkeep. Yeah.
yeah, but I actually ended up last year. I was like, I want to buy a haunted location, so you kind of like, well, nobody really advertises, hey, my house is haunted. So I have a realtor that knew what I was looking for, so she was fine for me doing many investigations. And I would just kind of look through the MLS listing. This house just kind of called out to me. I was just really drawn to it. And even before going, I just kept looking at the pictures over and over. I just was really drawn to the house. And then when we went there for our investigation, which we only had like an hour to do that, I had put a REM pod up in one room, and that went off within 8 minutes of being there. And then it was actually communicating with me through the REM pod. And then on the spirit box, I had a woman say, "Who are you?" Like, this was all new to her. Nobody's ever really sat and tried to communicate, tried to talk with them. So yeah, we did get some interaction on just on our initial walkthrough. And I know too, when we had pulled up to the house, Donna, or one of our team members, was with me, and the realtor was not there yet, so we were just kind of sitting in the car. And all of a sudden, I turned to her. I said, "Do you kind of feel like this house is like really intently looking back at you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got that feel too, but I didn't want to say." Because usually we like to see if anybody else kind of says something, if we're both getting the same vibe. So yeah, that was kind of interesting that we had got that just on our first one.
Oh, that's weird coming up. I mean, that's weird. One of those things. I mean, I've gone to houses where you pull in the driveway, you're like, oh, this is like a, yeah, yeah. It's like, oh no, I don't think I want to go in, or, you know, it's just I got a creepy vibe or whatever. But to have it to, you know, to like what you were saying, well, it's staring back at me. That's like, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You know, plain and simple. It's creepy. But yeah, so you went and you bought it, and so now you've turned it into where you're allowing people to come and investigate the location. Um, Tell us how they can do that. I think I put it on. Let me see. Yes, I did. I did put it on here, so they can get a hold of you. Email boydhouse217@yahoo.com, right?
Yep, that's one way, or the Facebook page is a really easy way to do that. as well. We just kind of coupled our St. Croix Paranormal website with the Boyd House at this time right now.
Okay.
But yeah, just contact us to set up a request date, and we'll kind of go from there. We've been open a little over like a year and a half now for investigators to come in, and a lot of them have had a lot of different experiences being in the house.
So tell me some things that you have discovered as in the history of the place.
Well, we do know of 2 people that have passed away in the home. Her name is Anna. I haven't gotten her name yet, but that doesn't mean she's there or not there. I don't know yet. But the one consistent name that we do have is back in 1910, I believe, from 1958, Mr. Fred Eckert had owned the home, and he was actually one of the town founders. And he was the justice of the peace, and he also owned a merchandise store, so he's a very well-respected man in town.
Wow.
And we have gotten his name on the spirit box quite often. It says, "I'm Fred." And just different things that indicated that he is still in the home. So we feel like he's there. A lot of the other names that we get doesn't seem to correlate with the deed. But with the house, the deed actually goes back to 1884, and the land was actually owned by the St. Louis Minneapolis Railroad. And the tracks run right behind the property of the house. So when the train goes by, it's right there. The whole house is shaken. And so the house is also the first house on the edge of town. That would have been the first house that you would encounter if you were walking out of town. And back in the day, they had, in the 1900s, they had hotels and restaurants and liquor stores and hardware stores, and it was just a big, huge, booming town. And now, and it's in the Wild West, you can see the pictures. They have the horse-drawn carriages, the whole cowboys, the whole Wild West thing. And today, there's only like 3 or 4 businesses in town now, and it's less than 200 people that live there. And so it's changed a lot, but we're also bordered up on the Sioux Dakota reservation line, as also on the edge of one part of the town too. And I do know back in the early 1800s, it got super, super cold, and a lot of them perished due to the cold weather. They froze to death.
Wow.
There's just a lot of history. I think there's, we try to do as much research as you can, but when you're looking far back in 1800s, there's just really not a whole lot of records.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially if places like that have collected the information over the years or held the information, they burn down. We had that problem here. There's a town that used to hold information, but they lost the records like twice to a fire. So it's like so to go back to 1700s, it's very hard in most places here. David Lavoie, I think is his name. He said I investigated the Boyd House in May and had a blast.
Yes, I did talk to David. I know he had a good time while he was there.
Awesome. Anything good, David?
I can't respond on here, so unless I speak.
The places like that, and you said it was owned by the railroad. Now, was it just one of those places where people stayed?
The land was owned by the railroad before the house was built, and then eventually another town founder, I believe it was his last name was Flaw. He owned like half the bought that whole land up, and then he subdivided it and sold it off, and eventually, different houses was built on it. So there was different town founders that owned the land, and eventually the Eckarts had ended up on the property. So.
Is there a railroad near there, though?
Oh, yeah, it's right pretty much in the backyard. Yeah, it was a big railroad town. Yeah, the Boyd was a big railroad.
It still runs now?
It does, yeah. We were actually trying to get some footage of that, and usually we're not there on a weekday, and all of a sudden I heard the train coming, and we ran out and got some good footage of that going by.
Wow. Wow, so you basically, the house, now did you refurnish the house, or did you just leave it completely empty?
No, we're trying to bring it back to the 1900s venue, so we've been doing a lot of work with putting up like Victorian style wallpaper. All the furniture we have in there is all Victorian, pretty much.
Nice.
We've got boutique shops, and just trying to bring it back to the way it was back in the day. So we're a couple more rooms to go, and I think we got some of the main rooms done, but it's got a pretty nice ambiance feel of like a
awesome
at the time.
Awesome. Too bad it's in Wisconsin. It's too far away for me.
It's in Minnesota.
Or Minnesota?
Yeah.
Sorry. Why did I say Wisconsin? Minnesota. Yeah. Um, I have to ask, does that have the old dirt floor or is it a regular concrete floor in the basement?
Actually, it's been refinished, so it has a new foundation on it and new cement floor, so it's not an icky, creepy basement whatsoever. But
Oh, wow.
we do get some activity there. I recently had set up a poker game, actually. I thought, gosh, let's try to get them involved here. What they do, they probably played poker in the basement. So I brought a bunch of coins from the 1900s and then a gold coin. As this is the grand prize here if you guys win. And I'd set a
Wow.
REM pod on the table, and from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock, it kept randomly going off, like every 10, 15 minutes. Every time I'd run down there, it would quit. So then I would go back upstairs and would do it again, and back down and went. I think it just was having me do 3 floors, just fun, getting the exercise that day. I don't know. So and then I did the usual, changed the batteries, changed the cone on the REM pod, switched out the REM pod completely with the new one, and it still continued to go off. So throughout the night, I kept coming down and shuffling the cards and saying, hey, 5 cards, high, whatever, low, whatever. So if I shuffled them like 5, 6 times for the night. But I had put one card to the very edge of the table, not hanging over, just right on the edge. And every time I said, can you guys just throw this card off? This will let me know that you really enjoyed playing the game tonight. Just go ahead and do that. And then at my last shuffle, it was like 11:45 at night. And at midnight, they actually threw that card off the table. So I was pretty excited about that.
Nice. That's awesome.
They
That's
threw it
awesome.
off the table. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. They pushed it off the table, so it went flying and then went down onto the floor. So
Perfect. Okay,
yeah, so
can I ask a question?
yeah.
So are the stairs going to the basement next to a wall?
Yeah, it is. It's next to the wall, and it's also.
Hang on. I'm seeing something, so I'm trying. You're not allowed to say anything. This is just how I work, okay?
Okay.
So I keep seeing wooden stairs going down, but I also feel like I could see through the stairs. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But I see them next to. But the weird part is I feel like there's something behind the stairs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And so if I go up to the top of the stairs, I could actually hit a wall or something with the door. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. This is so weird. I just got a cat at the house.
Well, if you open the door, no, it wouldn't hit a wall. It would just stop because it doesn't go far because that's in a little hallway. So no, it wouldn't hit a wall.
Okay, but I just heard a cat. Okay, was this house changed though? Because they're making me feel like it would hit a wall for some reason. Or something with the door.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's hard to tell, but there is a door that it appears that there would have been a door by the kitchen, because you can see the hinges, but there's no door there now.
Got
So
it.
it's a possibility on that. I don't have any floor plans, or I would love to see somebody had pictures back in the day.
I understand. That's fine. Because they just keep bringing up the fact of the door hitting a wall or hitting something. That's what they just keep bringing up for me. Okay, but I literally keep hearing a cat.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Right. Like I'm hearing a cat meow there.
Well, maybe at some point there was.
No, it seems like you should hear this cat though.
Let's see. Real quick. Let's see. David said I had some activity in the basement when we talked about the railroad and Native Americans.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, so he was there in May.
Right.
And had a blast, he said. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking at what Everybody's writing here, trying to catch up a little bit. Teresa, there's no John here tonight. Sorry, we're all at all separate locations.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Okay, the top of the houses, of old houses anyway, it's almost like there was where the attic, or above the attic even, there's there's a window, but they used to, once upon a time, you could go outside of the window, and it was called a widow walk. Do you have something like that on this Boyd house? I feel like I have a window at the top of the house. Do you understand that?
Yeah, we do have one of those old shaped windows with like 3 different shapes, but we do have like off the main bedroom. There's like a door there, so you could tell. And I've seen pictures of the way they kind of cookie cuttered the houses back then. And I've seen pictures that look similar to my house, but they did have that walkout back porch that went off a bedroom, so that could be a possibility too.
Got it. Okay.
Nice.
I don't have the porch there; it's a roof now, so I'm sure they had one back then.
Yeah. How much of the house do you think has changed since the beginning? When it was actually built, like add-ons and stuff like that. A lot.
Yeah, I know. There's been one because where our kitchen pantry is, it's basically a walkway to go outside, and there's a window there, so that pretty much is on a wall. So there's a window, and then you're looking at the wall from the other side.
Right. Right.
So that's a little bit different. I know when we've been doing some renovations, we just recently picked up some carpet off the floor and went through several decades of different kinds of linoleum.
Oh my God.
We probably have I think at least 4 or 5 different. Yeah.
I was just going to ask if you're actually doing work on the house right now, because they were bringing it up that you are working on the house as we speak. Like, this is what you've been doing.
Yeah, we were just there this weekend wallpapering our butts off for like 12 hours trying to get the final minute.
I hate wallpapering.
They know you're working on the house, okay?
Yeah, and I talk to them, so like they're just there, I'll sit there and just like, hey, how's your week going? This is what I did this week, and I just try to be personal. I'm not always on them. I think a lot of the paranormal investigators, they get enough of that.
Right.
I do spend some time investigating, not as much, because like I said, I have all these renovation projects that I like to get done, but I've caught EVPs. Like when I was doing some spackling, they said that looks very elegant. I got an EVP of that because I'll run my recorder all the time. And there's another time when I was putting a tripod away. It was early in the morning. I'm the only one up, and a man said, "How are you this morning?" So I think they interact.
There's more than just 2 people there, though, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know who's all there. I feel there's at least 6, but I don't know. You might know a little bit more insight by.
I definitely feel there's a male and female that's there like all the time, but then I feel like there's others that come and go. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I just asked, and I got the number 10. So whether or not it is 10, but I do feel like there are some that come and go.
Yeah, and I feel like we do get that too, just because we are getting different names, and then I'll never hear that name again. So I don't know if they're just passerbys, or maybe you're running the spirit box. And
you have a cemetery near you?
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, it's maybe 5 miles or so. I mean, it's a distance, but not too far.
That would be too far for them.
Although we were just at the cemetery that they were buried at, which was a long ways away. And I know they had lost 4 children in infancy, and I only found 2 of those graves. So I didn't know where the other 2 might. I was like, maybe they're in the yard. I have no idea.
I don't know. It seems like there's a closer cemetery or burial ground than you know of, and I feel like they're coming from that.
It could be.
Well, there's ways of finding out. They have those machines now that can go across the land and tell you whether there's graves in the yard. So, but you have to remember that back then, a lot of them buried their family right in on their property. So it's possible.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to say hello to Kenny Butler and to Grant Gaskin, Desiree, Pamela Phillips, all for showing up here, and Patrick Murphy. I think I already said that, but thank you so much for joining in here tonight. We are talking with Jill Shelley, and she is a owner and owner of the Boyd House, and she's also a member or founding member of a paranormal team as well. And we are talking with her about the Boyd House. What's that?
St. Croix Paranormal.
St. Croix Paranormal, yes. And we are talking about the house. And so thank you for popping in here. Chanel just says, I think 9, 4 women, 3 men, 2 small children, and then a couple of pop-ins, I think, she said. Hello, Chris Beach. Oh, my. So, it's really interesting on how these old houses, like up here in New York, definitely 1700s, we go through this as well, as where there's a lot of homes that people purchase the homes, they want to restore it, they want to get it back to what it was, back in the day. And doing that sometimes stirs up things. So have you felt that that's what you've done from time to time, is stirred up a few things while you're working on the home?
Oh, I don't know if it necessarily is that. I think I do know we have a woman there that's kind of crabby. And I've gotten her voice a couple times. She's sounds like she smoked way too many cigarettes back in the day.
Hi, honey, how are ya?
Yeah, kind of like that. She's got that raspy to it. But she gets, like, when we're doing stuff, renovation, she gets kind of irritated with it. I just had an EVP. We were in the midst of ripping off old wallpaper, and you hear her go, "That's it!" Like she was done with that. She doesn't like this in her room. She just says, "Get out of here all the time. Get out."
I feel the funny part is, I feel like she'll kick you out of the kitchen. Like, she doesn't want you in the kitchen while she's in there.
Yeah, I haven't had much experience in the kitchen myself. I do know people have seen shadow figures and shadows going through the kitchen.
Interesting.
I do know our team was there one time for dinner, and we were getting a lot of good K2 hits, but then, we're kind of on a break, so we're just talking about whatever, really inappropriate dinner conversations back in the day. And so they basically, then we got an EVP, the raspy voice that says, "You're not very proper, are you?" So
I'd be like, no. I might even add a little bit.
Wow. So with redoing the home and all that stuff, have you found anything interesting?
No.
Like artifacts or anything, pictures, anything?
No, I was really sad about that. I was kind of hoping I would. I guess if we knock a wall down or something, we might, but there's nothing. Although, which was kind of interesting, we were at the house one day and we got a knock on the door, and a girl who grew up there showed up, and we got to talking, and we came in and we were talking about ghosts and anything that she had experienced, and she's like, "Oh, did you ever get anything up in that one room?" And I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about?" She's like, "The one by the bathroom." And I'm like, "There's no room there." She's like, "Well, yeah, there is. We used to play in there as kids. Come on, I'll show you." So she goes up there, and you pry the thing off the wall, and then there's this little small, it's like a storage closet, really. But it's big enough, it's almost like a little play area. So now we've kind of cleaned that out a little bit, and we've gotten I've gotten a little boy's EVP in there. When I opened it, he said, "Don't hurt me." I've had a few things say that there's a little boy that's a little scared of people, so he tends to hide in the closet. And my favorite, I was running the portal. People are familiar with the portal in that room.
You know about the portal? Oh,
yeah.
God, you.
So,
I was like wondering how I was going to tell you, so now I feel so much better. This is Teddy though. He's like, portal. No, okay.
No, whatever.
No. Oh my God, I feel so much better that you know about it.
Okay, go ahead, Jill. What you were saying?
So I had heard on there. I said, "What was this room used for?" And you heard plain as day, it's a closet. So, because that's kind of what it kind of was. But yeah, now we got the door fixed. So you can open and close it. People have been hearing like a woman humming in there.
Nice.
Yeah, just some K2 hits will go on in there. So it's a kind of a neat little place to go hide and chill out sometimes.
There you go. Now, I can't believe you haven't found anything in the attic.
I know, but they recently gutted it, I think, so it's more new. It's got all new wood and stuff. So I mean, it was a pretty well maintained home, I think, for me to find. I mean, I found like some money stuck under like wood frames and stuff, but nothing like old money. But yeah, I was really hoping to find some treasures that I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Well, every house has a treasure. It'll show itself eventually, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it's still. I mean, now, how many rooms does this house have?
It's basically 4-story home, so it has. Well, in the basement, that's pretty well. You have a big room and a smaller room down there. The main floor is the kitchen and kind of like the parlor, living room, and then upstairs, for the stairwell, we have like the 2 entrances, almost like one could have been a servant. Back in the day, so one goes to the kitchen, one goes to the living room.
Right.
And then upstairs we have the front porch, which we have deemed as the kids' room. We get a lot of activity. All the kids' toys are in there. And then we have 3 bedrooms up there, although I've made one just kind of a room. I haven't decided what to put in it yet. And then one I changed to turn into a library.
Right.
That's nice. Books in there and chairs and stuff. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I was going to say this earlier with some of the older houses, they usually had servants' quarters, but you were just saying that it's a possibility, right? That there might have been something at that point. Have you found anything else on the property itself that might help you with answers, as in, was there servant quarters or, anything else to help with the history of the home?
Yeah, nothing on the property. Unfortunately, when I go back and look at all the pictures that they have of the town, and I try to zoom in to see my house, and it's like always just off a little to the left or a little to the right. So yeah, I haven't found anything that, as far as what it looked like in my particular neighborhood. I just kind of have, what the town looked like, back in the day. Some pictures of that.
Oh, that is so weird. You haven't found more stuff about the house.
I know.
That's
we
strange.
have to get down to the history. I found what I could online, which is always really limited. And then the first time we had gone to the history
historian
research center, it was, we didn't have a lot of information to go off. I didn't have the deed. I didn't have the names. We were researching the town more so. And then I just haven't had a chance to get back because I think they're about 3 hours from my house to go there.
Chanel says usually in the old houses like that, the top floor was where maids slept often because it was the hottest in the summer and the coldest in the winter. Didn't realize that. That's different. I'm trying to think, like, for you to get more information and what, like, because I've done a few places like that where I've had to actually really dig. And in most places, you would have to go to, like, your town offices, county offices, then state office. You have to write in and try and get the information. Usually a historian has information about the location. That's, it just really surprises me you don't have that much information,
Yeah, we keep looking and keep trying. So there is somebody in town that might have some information. I just need to get in touch with them for that.
Like an old guy or something like that's been around forever?
Yeah.
Anybody that has old stories?
Yeah, kind of collects things, and he was actually related to Fred, so he might have something, hopefully.
Now, have you checked with, like, police records or anything like that, or the hospital, see if there was anything weird, like arrest records or anything for people that live there?
No, we haven't checked that. Like I said, it's such a small town. The nearest one is probably about 30, 40 minutes away. I do know we were reading the old bulletins. They had their own newspaper back in the day. So we started with the 1800s. We didn't make it very far. It's a lot of reading to go through on the microfiche machines.
Right.
So we're just kind of touched the tip of the iceberg on what happened in the town.
Well, like you said, it's only been about a little over a year, so I mean, there's plenty of time, and maybe with all these people investigating, they might point you to a direction, as well. I mean, you
Right.
never know. So, and
Yeah,
it'd
and
be
then this darn
interesting.
virus thing. So
Oh, I know.
yeah,
How
that put
bad?
a damper on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, how bad does that hurt you with the virus thing? I mean, you were shut down. I'm sure for a little while.
April, everybody rescheduled from April, and then they just kind of slowly started picking up, and now it's been really busy. It's pretty much July was mostly filled. A lot of August weekends are filled, so we're starting into the September weekends getting filled up now too.
Wow.
Nice, nice.
Can I
Now, go ahead, Cindy.
Is there, so I keep seeing, like, if I'm looking past the house, I'm standing in front of it and I'm looking past the house this way, I feel like there's a bunch of land. Do you understand that? And then I have trees off in the distance.
Yeah, that would be kind of how it is. It's got trees all around it, and then it's pretty much all farm fields around there. So
Perfect. Okay. Because they literally are making me see this. And if I didn't say it to you, they would just keep showing it to me.
Um,
I've not seen the house or property yet. Just, we have not talked right still.
awesome. Oh man. I actually lost my train of thought when you wanted to ask your question. I can't remember what the hell I was going to ask now, but that's okay.
You about about COVID and if everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. She said there was a few things. Yeah. I'm just hoping that I'm glad that you're able to get back open where people can come and investigate. Um, and when you're trying to revamp a house, you need that income to help do that.
Yeah.
right.
So, and when you don't have people coming through, it can be trying because what people don't understand of the taxes and everything else on the house. Do you know if there was any fires in that house?
No fires that I know of. Like I said, we don't know a whole lot of history about what's going
Right.
on. Most of what I found was mainly about Fred and Minnie Eckert. At this point, is probably the most. And then knowing that there was a German lady that passed away there, Anna. She did that, and I do know they had somebody had a robbery in the house. They didn't kill anybody or anything, but they did tie the woman up and then stick her in the closet and stole all her stuff.
Wow.
She sold the house right after that. So I did actually, I found that was interesting because somebody had just messaged me on Facebook that they used to go visit this woman when they were a little girl, and her name was Anna. She was from Germany, and then she told me about the robbery, which was interesting because one of the psychic who was there, the very first group that actually investigated, said she saw the woman terrified tied up in the closet.
Oh my God!
Saw that residual energy, because that lady didn't die there. But I just thought it was kind of interesting that I got two people that told me that that's what happened.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying though.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of energy, it makes sense because you think about it, it's traumatic. It's traumatic energy, and it's been left there behind.
Right.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm thinking because they say with paranormal experiences and why things are left behind is the energy, and fear is one of those things. When you're scared, the energy that you have that you're putting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure as she was being elderly, I can just imagine the fear.
Oh my gosh.
Being just tied in this dark closet, gagged, and I know even any age really, it would terrify me. So
right. Yeah. Absolutely. Holy macaroni.
Yeah, the other thing was you were saying that town used to have a lot of stores and businesses in it, and then it kind of changed to where it's now, really quiet. It doesn't have so many businesses, so you might be getting things from back in the day from that area too, from people that had died in that town or that area, and that's my thought, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I do know one time the team was there and they had stepped outside for a smoke break, and Teresa had saw like a man, and it didn't make sense to her because it was kind of cold, but he was dressed kind of like he shouldn't be. And
Mm.
he just kind of walked. He put his head down when he walked by. She said hello, and she said he just, raised his hand and kept going. Then she turned, and then she looked again, and then he was way over somewhere else where there's no physical way he could have walked that quickly across this field to get to that corner. So she's like, that was kind of weird. And then some people from the town came over the next day, and it's like I said, it's a small town. They know everybody, they know everything. And she described them, and they're like, nobody would be dressed like that. That doesn't fit the description of anybody. And no, nobody could have walked from there to there that quickly. So it's a possibility she could have saw something from that.
Chanel has a question. She said, was it a paper mill town being on the railroad and river?
I think they were more into greenery. That was kind of their thing, because they had a lot of the grain mills.
Nice.
Okay. I was looking at a couple things here. I went to the website to look at the house and all that, and to get a feeling.
Share it with us.
Share with you. David Littlefield was asking if there was any actual murders in the house.
None that we know of, but interesting. There is a closet in one of the rooms, and I don't like it. I've always kind of got the creep by it. Always kind of feel like somebody's coming up behind me, like there's goosebumps.
Right.
So one day, running the spirit box, I said, did anything happen in this closet? And you heard she was stabbed in it. And then on another indication, I asked again about it, and it said stabbing. So there was 2 different times that I heard that. And then in the room next door, I was asking about, did anything ever happen here? Did anybody get murdered? And you got off the spirit box that said search for the body. So I have 3 things now that kind of correlate something. Now what that is, I don't know.
Wow.
But I feel like there's something to that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that
but
definitely is weird.
I wish it was a different way that you got it. I would prefer the psychic picked up something about the stabbing. Be honest. I'm sorry, Jill. I'm just not one of those people that like the spirit box that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. I guess the reason I like it is just because I know if you get like a yes or no or just a one-word answer, yes, that could be a DJ. But I feel like when I'm getting full sentence answers to direct response to my questions, I kind of feel like that's a little bit more validation. And I know a lot for psychics, because you guys have that really awesome ability we wish we had, So our way to
Jill.
So this is our way of being able to communicate with them.
Here's a picture of the house, Cindy.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so I was seeing it off past the where the stairs are right there. Like I was seeing through that way. Interesting.
Seems like there's another house pretty close to it too on the other side.
I think that's right across the street there's a house. And then behind it is the town, so that would be a business.
Okay, so we're looking at the back half of the house then.
You're looking at the back half. That's like where the stairway is. That's the back door. So then this is like the side view on the one street side.
Oh, okay, so where we are would actually be where I'm seeing. Like where we're seeing is, so the front is the opposite where that other house is.
Yep.
We're in the lawn part where I kept seeing.
I don't know. It's a beautiful looking house.
I know. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks pieced together though to me, doesn't it?
No, it looks good to me.
No, but I just feel like there's been work done to it and added on to it.
Maybe. I mean, it looks.
I'm sure it is. I think that whole back portion where the stairs is, I think that's because there's that window that runs into the wall. I think that's all new. I think that's a newer portion.
Yeah, both of those could be, because in most cases, houses back then, they made them, pretty much just flat. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't have all those like little. That could have been like a little porch, and it wasn't finished, and then they decided to finish it at some point. I
I
don't
don't know.
know, but it looks like there's a cellar underneath it, though. I don't know, because you're looking at that cellar. I mean, that's all cellar underneath that. I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Teddy. But I can't
Yeah.
tell from this view if it's. But I like the little. What the heck do they call that when it comes out like that? And then you can put a little, like a window seat or there's something there. They call that.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
I
about.
love that little.
It's a little cove, basically.
Yeah.
Mm.
I love that so much. Those like little architectural things. I just love them.
Now,
Ooh,
people see. So are people seeing stuff outside as well as inside?
I have had somebody say that lives in town that and I've had a medium tell me about this too, that they see a man out there that likes to garden, and he comes in through the back door, and she has seen him a couple of times go through that, doing that, and like I said, the psychic did, and what I found interesting is she told me the very first night that I was going to spend at the Boyd house, she's like, you'll hear him come in through the back door, and he'll let you know that he's there. And so all night I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting, getting all excited, hoping something happened. It's getting kind of late, nothing's going on. And I think it was probably about like 9 o'clock. I walked by the basement door, and all of a sudden you just bam, bam, bam. And of course I wasn't expecting it. So it jumped like 10 feet in the air. And then I was like, well, I can't. There's no door. There's nothing, no airflow that would have created this. Plus it was a banging, like a physical, like somebody had their fist. It was like bang, bang, bang. So that was like one of the first experiences I had at the house.
Wow. Yeah, see, usually where there's stuff in the inside, you hear stuff, there's usually something on the outside as well. So that's why I asked. Now, was there any other like small buildings or anything there?
Well, we just have a small shed, and then there's like 3 or 4 other buildings on the original property, but that now belongs to somebody else, so I don't have any access to those buildings. But they're just basically like shops and that kind of thing.
Okay, so Chanel asked a question. Is it a closet, or is it a small settee room, or a room a maid would sleep in for a small child, needs if they were sick or small? I don't know what you're saying. Like, are you asking, Chanel, which room are you talking about? I don't know. Okay, Karen. Would there be any hints that the Underground Railroad was tied to the Boyd house?
That would be hard to tell at this point because she doesn't have a lot of information as it is, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we're still kind of learning everything that's going on. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, had to do with the railroad.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I don't know how far over west the Underground Railroad went.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Oh, she's talking about a video. From the video, I think it's a child's room she's explaining.
Really?
Okay, there's a video she's talking about. She wants to know if it's a closet or a small settee room, or a room where the maid would sleep in for a small child, or if they were sick. But
there's that one closet. I mean, it's more of like you kind of go in and then you turn a little bit. I mean, you could probably put a small child to sleep in it. I wouldn't think you could do tea in there, but unless it was kids' tea, kids playing.
A settee, like a little couch or something. I think that's what a settee is, or is it called like a small settee room? I mean, but if it's more like a closet, it doesn't seem like it would
Yeah,
be.
you could do the tea room. Yeah, it would be more of the closet there.
She sent me a video, but I can't watch it right now. So I'll watch it after the show.
Now, are you open all week long for people to come there? Or
Yeah,
is it just towards the weekend, basically?
no, the weekends is still up more because people have that free. But we're available for any day of the week. So
that's
Monday through
nice.
Saturday that you're allowed to come. And I kind of put the times pretty good. So you can come from 3 p.m. and then stay till noon the next day. That's why I figure you kind of get in, you get set up, you kind of have some dinner, you relax a little, and then they'll give you a lot of time to investigate, and then a little bit of time to catch a few Z's before you drive off to where you gotta go.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's a great idea.
Awesome. Guys, keep coming with the questions if you have any more.
So how far away do you live from the Boyd house?
About 3 hours away from it.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful. So do you have somebody that takes care of the house for you while that's closer, or no?
Well, we do have somebody that does do the lawn work for us, but pretty much I rely on investigators to kind of pick up after themselves, and then they take the trash out. We do allow you to sleep on the beds, but you still bring your own blankets or air mattress, things like that. So everybody's been real respectful and taking care of things and cleaning up, and so as long as
that's always nice.
Yeah, it is. Because if I end up having to get a caretaker to come in after everything, it just raises the prices for everybody. So, it's nice that everybody's been real respectful.
Got it. Okay, Chanel just said it would be for like a small bed or couch for a servant to sleep in. It would be so small. I forget, me being into antiques and history, most don't think in the same way that she does. LOL. So it would be for somebody that's a servant to sleep in, but it would be a very small confined space.
Yeah. Barry's also saying that he's that's nice to hear about the investigation times at the Boyd house.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I agree with you.
So I'm going to bring this back up now that we're talking about that, where people, where you guys can reach out and talk to Jill, find out more about the St. Croix Paranormal, or not her team, sorry, about the Boyd House. It's boydhouse217@yahoo.com. Feel free to send her an email. I'm sure she'll get you some information. But I do know if you go to the St. Croix, I can't even say it. Can't say it. But tongue in front of my teeth, can't see what I'm saying. Anyways, go to stcroixparanormal.com. There is a on their website, there's a little thing about the house as well, and to where you can contact her. So
very good.
I'm really, I wish I could get out that way, because I think I'd like to investigate this place.
Oh my gosh,
looks beautiful.
It would be so much fun, Teddy. So many houses we need to investigate.
I know, and we just don't have.
Too. We were at Gettysburg last year, or the year before. I can't even remember.
We just never have enough time.
I want to go. They're in Ohio, and I was talking to her about her house, and they're just sitting there listening to me, because they just thought, I was another one of those psychic mediums that's going to tell them about their house.
Minnesota, David, that's what you were thinking. It's in Minnesota.
Yeah, so we've seen so many. Have you ever gotten to any of them here in New York? Some of the houses, like Jill, Danny Class's house.
Oh, like Hinsdale or anything like that?
Yeah, I've heard of Hinsdale. You guys are a little far. I think the farthest so far we've gone is Ohio. We've done like Prospect Place and Gill House. And then...
so you haven't even been to Pennsylvania yet. Pennsylvania's got some great locations as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of places on our to-do list, and hopefully, we're hoping next year is going to be a better year. 2020 is just
it has to be better than this year. Listen, this year is still a good year. People just don't realize it because of all the COVID stuff. They don't see how great it is because you get to look inside yourself.
All right. Well, since we had an opportunity here, we are going to take a short break and just talk to you guys real quick about one of our sponsors. It is DeVille Inc. It is brought to you by DeVille Inc. for tattoos and everything else. You can check them out. I'm going to put up their little logo as well. It's DeVilleInc.com, and we're going to hear from them right now.
Hey, hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. You are listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted and Cindy. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Man, I keep forgetting about that. I can't hear it sometimes, and I goof once in a while here at home. That's the way it happens. All right, so DeVille Inc.
Okay.
What's that?
I was like, you still have it up. We couldn't see you while you were
Yeah. I know. It takes me a second. I have a little more to click here. When we're not at the studio, I have a little more to do. But yes, so let's get that off of there, and let's get this back up there. So we are talking to Miss Jill Shelley about the Boyd House in Minnesota. I don't want to Minnesota. Pat Cloud Albanese, thank you for joining as well. My sister's back. She must have taken a small break to get something to eat, and now she's back.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Anything? Did you ask her? Can you ask her?
Yeah. So I already ate. Thanks for offering.
What did you eat, Teddy? I want something salty.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you. I no.
But I can't have.
So,
I hope you've eaten, or otherwise I'm going to make you hungry too.
No, we grilled some pork chops up just before I got on the show, so it's pretty good.
See? Pork chops, that's what I'm talking about. Oh.
Hey, you have to come and have my pork chops.
What's that?
I do some really good pork chops. I do a little bit of hickory smoke rub on those pork chops, a little bit of garlic. Oh, yeah. It's really good.
I love to keep pork chops so simple. Some onion powder.
I'm doing pork chops tomorrow night. There you go. Pork chops and applesauce. Yeah. So, back to Jill and the Boyd House. Now, it's funny because when I first heard from you about the house and everything like that, we have actually a Boyd House in Avon.
Oh, I didn't know
where I live. Yeah, we have a Boyd House here. Yeah, and it's not haunted as far as I know, but I just thought it was kind of cool, that we had a Boyd House, and now I'm wondering, it's like, should I check that Boyd House out too?
I did look for other places. I think there's one or two places that had Boyd in it. And obviously Boyd has nothing to do with the name. It was just when I bought it, they kind of needed to LLC it. I'm like, well, I don't know any history, I don't know any ghost name, and I got to come up with something, so we'll just name it after the town. So that's kind of where we went with that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm real surprised. I'm still like sitting here thinking, how come she doesn't have that much information? What is going on? Have you tried starting a timeline to see if maybe somebody else had some information? I'm sure you've gone through all this. I'm just rattling. Don't even listen to me. I don't know.
Yeah, any information helps, though. It could be something I haven't tried before,
Yeah.
Man. Maybe it's going to have to take some digging around in the yard to find some stuff. Get a metal detector.
Oh, I know. Donna's been dying. She loves to do that stuff. She goes out down on the St. Croix River. She finds a lot of Native American artifacts, and she just loves that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm sure if you got a metal detector out there, you'd find some stuff. I'm pretty
And
sure
I'm
of
just
it.
scared I'm going to dig up a gas line, though.
Okay, I have to say this. This is so weird. So Barry March this is so crazy. So as I was just reading Barry March's thing, I just picked up a woman that was killed and found on water on the river. But this is what he said. Looks like Stillwater, Minnesota is just east of Minneapolis and along the St. Croix River. And that's where I have this whole thing start playing out as I was reading all of that. And it says, so how far is the Boyd house from the St. Croix River?
About 4.5 hours. Well, not 4.5, probably like 4 hours from that, yeah. But there's other rivers and by there, and then there's the 10-mile lake, which is somewhere close there. I haven't done a lot of research, but that's where everybody goes on the weekends.
Hmm. Hey,
Hi.
David, be careful out there. David Littlefield was just saying tornado incoming. Talk to you later. So
Oh,
be
God.
careful out there, buddy.
Oh, yes. Chanel said start with the oldest church. Like if you have a church in the area, maybe they have some records that you're unaware of, maybe.
Yeah, I could. That's a good idea because I just was reading. I have a book that the town gave me. It's like their history from 1884 to 1884. So it's got a lot of really cool book pictures and stuff. But I did find out that Fred did help build one of the Lutheran churches in town where he's buried.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
But so maybe they might have something, especially if he started that
Right.
church.
Right. Well, you know how towns were. I mean, everybody helped out in the beginning, and so somebody's bound to have something. Maybe they're just not coming forward with it. Who knows? I'm
Right.
pretty sure that since you've put this out, it's been a year and a half. Somebody's got to know something somewhere.
Yeah, we're hoping to, now nobody wants to talk to anybody down there because nobody wants to get close to anybody. But I do know there is somebody in town that probably would have some information for me. So I'm hoping when next time I get down there, we'll be able to hook up with them.
Right. I don't know. This is
Chanel says she is a huge history buff. LOL. I have a couple ideas. That's nice,
There you
Chanel.
go.
I love you. You're so sweet.
Well, you know what? You could reach right out there to Jill and maybe give her your ideas and a little
Eric, thank you.
and a little email. I'm sure she'd appreciate all the help she could get.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know.
I'm so inundated by this woman right now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have the issues you do, Cindy.
Me too, honey.
Yeah.
She was definitely killed. Her body was left on the water. She's definitely, so with him talking about this area, are you aware of anything that's come up like that, Jill? She's making me feel like she was a missing woman and she was killed and her body was dumped on the river.
Nothing recently that I can think of, that I've heard in the time I've lived in Minnesota, but there are a lot of people who do die on that river, so it's a really good possibility.
Yeah, she feels dumped there.
Yeah, and I do know Stillwater was a logging town back in the day. So they had a lot of loggers, and they also had, I know they've had prostitutes that were killed there through out of windows, lumberjacks that have been murdered.
Wow.
It's a pretty happening, ghost spot. That's where we kind of started with our group, doing a lot of investigations.
So you could be picking on something really old, Cindy.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely.
Something could be reaching out to you.
The thing that it doesn't. So when I'm looking at the river bank, it doesn't feel like now. At least I know it's not now. But it makes me concerned that she still feels like she's not at rest because she hasn't been found or her body wasn't found or something like that.
Hello, Diane Reamer. How are you?
In Minnesota, no offense.
Oh my goodness.
Eric,
So The accent. Oh, is that what Eric said? There you
Yeah.
go. Where the
No.
house is and the St. Croix is, she would have been taken about 20 miles from horse and wagon. It would be more likely it went to the reservation, which is northwest of the house by the lake.
No, I don't think it was back that far. I don't necessarily, because well, she's showing me that she's naked, so I don't know what her clothing was, but I don't feel like it was 1880s.
So, talking about, guys, we're sitting here talking with Shelley about the Boyd House, in Minnesota. So feel free that some of you are just popping in now. Feel free to ask some questions. And if it's some we've already answered or gotten answered, we will relay it or re-say it again for you. I just can't talk tonight. I don't know what my issue is. I can't talk. Cindy can't think. We're all screwed up.
We're still in the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. It went direct yesterday, but we're still in that shadow sphere thing that they have going on, and it's probably for 2 more weeks.
What we do in the shadows.
What we do.
That's right. So we've kind of gone through a lot of the house already, and I'm really surprised you haven't found more stuff. But like you said, when things were being redone in the house, there just wasn't a lot. But you know what amazes me? Old houses like that, especially in the basement, but you said it was redone, is usually they find either an old shoe or something in the walls, especially way back when.
Oh yeah,
So,
like I said, I was hoping to find something, but I think there's just one other room, and I'd have to pretty much take the plaster off the walls to get to that. So
you don't
yeah,
want to destroy
I was
anything,
hoping,
but yeah.
because I do know they buried like even dresses and all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I was kind of sad even when because when we moved in there, they cleared out the house pretty good. We had them leave. They had a piano. We had them leave that because the ambiance was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they sometimes play the piano.
Have a good night, Eric.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
I was hoping something.
God, well, I really hope you get some more information on this house, because I would love to hear more about it.
Yeah, I want to come see your house.
I want to
I'd
say,
love to have you.
how far is Minnesota from us, though? Ohio's 8 hours.
Oh, I think for me, when I drove to Ohio, it was like 12 or 13 hours. And then you'd have to add on, so it'd probably be about 15 hours.
Yeah. That means we'd have to take a full week, have to take a week's vacation, Cindy.
I mean, my job I can do on the road. Not my notary business, but my psychic business. I can take on the road with you. Look, have tarot cards, we'll travel. Have deaf people, we'll travel.
Oh, there you go. That means you're paying for all the meals. Barry Mars says, in a meeting tonight I had with a group of light people before the show, planet Mercury is supposed to be still. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I...
Probably because it's supposedly that it's gone back to regular, but its shadow is still bargaining with the song.
All right, so we had a great discussion here tonight. It's been fun so far, talking about the Boyd House in Minnesota. We were talking with Jill, who is a part of the St. Croix Paranormal. Look at that, I said it. Woohoo! Without stuttering. I got it right. Yay!
Put that back up. Oh, wait, no. Jill, can you tell me, where your Boyd House is? What is the name of the town again?
It's Boyd, Minnesota. It's in southwest Minnesota. It's about 145 miles southwest of the Twin Cities.
So I'm just going to see.
We're really about an hour from South Dakota border.
All right, let's see how long it'll take me to get to Boyd. It's calculating the route for me. It says I'd get there by 3:03 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, well, there you go.
17.33 hours, 1,086 miles from us.
Wow.
From me. Yeah,
17 hours.
17 and a half hours.
You better put some gas in that broom.
Yeah, that's with no traffic or road construction.
What did you say, Jill? I'm sorry.
I said that's with no traffic or road construction, which is a given around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to have to take the broom like the crow flies.
Yep. Let's see. It's telling me to take 104. I'm seeing where. Here, I'll do it this way. 104 to 590. Teddy, I'll pick you up on the way because then I have to go down 390.
Yeah.
Yep. But then it says I-90.
Yeah, because that's right up here in Rush.
That's what we would normally do, right?
Well, sort of. But yeah. Still, ain't nothing. I could walk there. Not to Minnesota, I mean. I mean to...
I was going to say that would be
Teddy.
several days, I'm sure.
I was about to say.
Oh, you know.
Putting Boyd in there and not your exact address, but yeah. Woo, that's a long drive, friends.
That is a long haul.
Yeah, but you know what? It sounds like it would be worth it.
Chanel goes cheaper to fly, $236.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I always wish we could fly sometimes, but we have so much equipment we have to haul. So.
Oh yeah, and that's sometimes
15 hours and 53 minutes to get there by not traveling through Canada.
That's almost like the same amount of travel time it is for me to get from here to Ireland.
That's cray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easier to hop a plane.
Well, if we had our own little private jet, we could get there in no time. We wouldn't have any stops.
This is what we need to do, Teddy. We need to rent an RV, right? And then we can stop at several places. Because there's places in Ohio, in Hinsdale. We could do all of them.
You mean do like a haunted, do a
yes, like a
haunted investigation tour or something?
Right. That'd be
awesome.
fun. That would be so much fun.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wait, but driving across Ontario, Canada, and taking a ferry across Lake Michigan, it takes 16 hours and 11 minutes. It would seem that it should take less time for this trip. It seems that way. Flying from Syracuse to Stillwater takes 3 hours and 50 minutes. Sold.
3 hours.
It would be so much fun to stop to the other places that are on our list to hunt.
Yeah.
Hunt. Maybe that's the name of it, Teddy. Hunt the haunts.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds like a fun trip.
Sure does.
Gotta do something. Barry says I like the RV idea.
Yeah.
See, we can just get a whole bunch of people to help us rent it, and we could all go together.
Frick yeah! That would be so much fun, seriously.
Yep, it would be.
I don't know, Joe, we might be contacting you about this idea.
That'd be awesome.
COVID, because Cindy's already canceled her Gettysburg trip, which
yep, you did.
Super upset about.
Yeah, well.
Listen, it'll be a sad crying time later.
It won't be the same without you in Gettysburg. You know that.
Oh, God. I can't even with myself right now.
I know. But you got to do what you got to do.
I have to think about myself and my mom because I have to take care of my mom. And 2 days afterwards, she's got to go for another surgery.
Eye surgery? Yeah. Well, Chanel, you could always go there because she's saying I can be there in 4 hours. I'm like, you could go there, do the investigation for us, do it live.
Oh my God,
show us everything. That would be so much fun just to do you live and put it, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, we're coming down to the itsy bitsy spider time. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. So all your socials and stuff like that, Jill, are just going to be what we already had for you guys, right?
You guys have
right, yep, that's the best way to find us through the contacts that you have up there.
Okay.
Did you do an Instagram yet for yourself?
I sit there, I laugh because I can, kind of produce my own little TV show, do a lot of video production, but I have a really hard time working a cell phone. So, just I'm not all that tech savvy. My daughter says I shouldn't have a phone, but
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out this TikTok stuff.
Yeah, supposedly they're trying to get rid of TikTok.
Really?
yeah, I just learned what that was. So, so they'll probably get rid of it now that I know all about it.
I know. I do have a TikTok, but I haven't. Well, no, I did do one.
I haven't, because I'm not sure how to do it. I just look at it and go, all right, I'm done.
My daughter was telling me how to do it. She has several compared to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, the good old standby will always be Facebook because it's easy to use.
Exactly. Yes. That's when they
so.
change their stuff, then I don't know how to use it. It gets me frustrated.
Well, what was the one? MySpace, remember that?
Oh,
yes.
God.
Yes.
I never did.
That did not last long.
No.
No, it sure didn't.
No.
Surely did not. And the funny part is my daughter had one, and I was just like, that was too much.
You froze on me, Cindy.
What?
Yep, you froze on me.
I don't know. Jill, are you okay?
Chanel says, yeah, she's fine. You're the only one that froze, dear.
I don't know why I'm plugged right into my thing. I'm not even doing Wi-Fi.
I don't know. Chanel says, Teddy, wouldn't you rather come with me? Well, yeah, obviously, but I'm not driving 17 hours by myself.
Chanel, he usually has me drive him.
Or Sheila.
Or Sheila. Me or Sheila.
Teddy can't drive more than probably 2 hours or he falls asleep. And that ain't good.
No. He has to make sure he stays awake to keep Cindy awake when we drive.
Yeah, well, that's because we sing all the time.
We do! My God! So cute. I know you drove with Sheila last year.
So Jill, if you ever hear somebody pulling in the driveway, singing their asses off, tired, being really silly, it's me and Cindy.
That's one of the things about traveling, though, with your friends, all the fun, goofy things you do on the road trip.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We had so much fun that trip.
That's Cindy. Oh, that way.
Nope.
There's Cindy over there.
Yep, that way.
There we go. God, I hate cameras that are backwards. Hello, Tom. Tom says, hi, Teddy, Cindy, and Jill.
Hello.
Tom Nelly.
I found up for you, too. That's so weird. Leave me alone, guys. This is the show. You're not supposed to bother me during the lives.
There you go. Hello, Mr. Sage Accord, for joining us here. Let's recap here. So, Boyd Home, our house in Minnesota.
Nelly just posted part 4 of Garden Restoration, Chanel said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the haunted location is Boyd House in, you said it was Boyd, Minnesota. Okay. And you can contact Jill. I'm telling you, I can't talk. Contact Jill Shelley at sacredparanormal.com. You can check her out on the Facebook page as well for Boyd House LLC, or email at boydhouse217yahoo.com. Can't believe I got through that. It's just one of those nights, man. It's been tough. Been a long day. We always talk about the good stuff here, so you guys need to check out Boyd House. You know that when we can find our time to get there, we will get there. We have a lot of locations that we're always offered to come and visit, and we haven't gotten to the majority of them because of now COVID. And places are just now starting to open up to where you're able to go into and investigate.
Right.
So any place that you like to get into, look them up, get in there. These people depend on that money to help with the restoration and to keeping those places open for investigation and for history purposes. So that's very, very important. So let's help keep these places going. Tom Nally says, "Oh, gee, Ted, you couldn't sound any more excited about the Chanel posted."
What
Gee,
Chanel
thanks, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
I know. I was like, mean. He's being mean to Tom. Tom, I got your back.
Yeah, I love Tom. He knows it. I just pick on him. That's all. But yeah, so we have that, and you guys can check out stcroydparanormal.com. Check out her team, where she's been, where she's going, what they're doing. Paranormal teams. Today, Cindy and I truly believe they need to share and help each other out.
Yes.
The only way this field is ever going to move forward is if we all work together.
Correct.
Egos need to go. No more
Right.
egos. No
What do I
stepping
say?
on.
Yeah.
No egos. That's all got to go bye-bye. We need to share and help each other. So, yeah, Chanel, be happy for Tom. I'm happy for Tom too.
Hi, Nick.
So, yeah, Nick.
Happy for you
Nick
too.
just showed up late. He's like, I'm sorry. That's all right. Mike Warren, Kenny Ewing, Ray Pellegrini. Thank you guys for showing up here towards the end. We do appreciate you showing up, though, so don't think that's a bad thing.
That's right.
We love you either way.
I can't see the other person who you said.
Yeah.
Pellegrini.
But like I said, we were sitting here talking with Jill Shelley, and we were talking about the Haunted Boyd House in Minnesota. And really, you guys, just go check it out online. If you're anywhere near there, you plan on going out that way, or you just need a vacation, get a hold of her on boydhouse217@yahoo.com. We had a gentleman here early tell us that he said the place did not disappoint. He had a good time. I've read some of the other reviews on the house, and the reviews have all been positive. So,
good.
Hell, I think Jill got herself a place she always wanted.
Yeah. We'd love to have more people out, so we enjoy seeing everybody else's evidence that they post and hear about their experiences. It's just one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't blame you. I wish I had a place like that, but unfortunately, I live in one.
Yay, Tom! He said he is getting so much help with that project. He has 8 volunteers now that are helping him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
awesome.
that's amazing. So, Tom is going into a public place.
He's actually working on a public park. He's restoring the park. Yep.
Cleaning it up and restoring it, and he now has
all volunteering. He put it together, and now he has 8 volunteers helping him. So the 9 of them are volunteering their time to keep the history of the place. It's a beautiful place. I give the guy kudos. I harass him, I pick on him, but the guy's doing an awesome.
For Tom.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
So,
and he's care of his dad.
Yes. Do you know why I'm looking around?
Why?
Cindy.
Because you are.
Where's my kudos? Where's my kudos, woman?
I kudos you all the time. Round of applause for Teddy.
Where's Jill's kudos? She took care of a house. She's got all this going. Yeah, that's for you, Jill. I got you. I got you covered. Wait a minute.
Tom said you never give me kudos, damn it. We gave him.
Well, Jill, I hope you had a fun time here listening to our nonsense. We are a bunch of goofy guys and goofy girl and guy and girl and whatever people. So yeah, but
Teddy's getting mad that he doesn't have his kudos. Nick.
Shut up, Nick. We love our people in the chat room, Jill. They're all great people. We love them all. So, but we are happy that we were able to share your story and the house with these guys, and everyone else that's listening on the Audible part to where they're not able to see anything. If you get a chance, definitely look it up. Then you'll see what we've been talking about. I keep forgetting that part of this whole thing that people don't see the video; they only hear the audio. Right. So one more time for you that are just listening on the audio, you can contact Jill Shelley at boydhouse217@yahoo.com. You can check it out on stcroydparanormal.com. All right, so while you're listening...
Or Facebook page.
Yep, or on the Facebook page. So while you're listening right now, get the little keyboard out, put it in there, do some searching while you're listening.
Yeah.
So, Tom says, "Hey Jill, just be glad that they didn't bring my funky ass on, laugh my ass out, ass off." he
Don't
is a
tell me
little, he is a little, he is a little funky. He's funky, but that's good. All right. So, anything else going on there, Miss Cindy, for you coming up before we
Yeah.
get out of here?
So this week we have
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, as Teddy likes to call it, which is also AKA Tarot Tuesday, from 7 to 9 p.m. on Psychic Cindy on Facebook. And it will also be broadcast on YouTube, The Psychic Cindy. And we also have this week is my second episode of my new podcast, Just Cindy, a happy medium or whatever. I haven't figured out the name yet.
I haven't figured that part out.
I was working on it today and I'm just overwhelmed a little bit, but that's okay. Just Cindy is just Cindy for now.
Hey, the first episode went great, so kudos to
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate it, Teddy. I really do. I really do appreciate you and your help that you guys and these guys. Tom was in there with me. And Tom, I really appreciate you. Tony DeVille was in there, and being a good bud for me as well. And I appreciate you guys so much. It means so much to me. I will be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. They all like 8 p.m. So
Yep.
it'll be
8
one of
p.m.
the two. I'm gonna post it. But
There you go. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. And for me, if you're all set, Cindy, for me, come tomorrow night on my podcast, Talk with Teddy. We are going to be talking with Jordan Danielson. He is a singer-songwriter. He's going to be joining us tomorrow night, and we will be talking with him and listening to some of his music. So make sure you join me tomorrow night on Talk with Teddy. And then Thursday night, guys, I can't say this enough. Thursday night on the 16th, amazing show on Talk with Teddy. It is a story about a young man and his father. His father introduced him to the wonderful Big G Godzilla, all the movies and all that stuff. And this kid just took to the love of Godzilla, and it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story. His dad passed, but it's an amazing little story. He's going to be talking to us on Thursday about this story with Godzilla. So everything Godzilla and this young man, Frank Clevenger, they will be joining me on Thursday night on Talk with Teddy, so you're going to want to check that out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, heart-wrenching story. So
that funky monkey. That's what Tom said.
Barry Mart says, I am taking a peek at St. Croix Paranormal.com website.
Yes, he is.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Awesome. Nick says, I am definitely tuning in on Thursday since I'm a fan of Godzilla. Ooh, look at that. I got something out of this one. Woo-hoo. So,
yeah, who is it that also is a big fan of Godzilla? Kathy DeGraw, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is it Kathy?
Well, have you? I mean, I know you're not into Godzilla and stuff, but honestly, to let you know that Godzilla merchandise has taken a shift upwards. I mean, it has. I'm sorry about this. We're supposed to be talking about Jill stuff, but I have a Godzilla, two really big Godzillas, from back when I was a kid. Right now, they're selling between $200 and $800 a piece. And I have two of them. Oh yeah. So Godzilla merchandise is definitely worth money. It's become a real big collectible. So, and I think that's because the rumor is they're not going to make any more movies.
Really?
They're going to do Godzilla versus King Kong, and that's it. That's done.
What? Come on.
Yeah. Yep. So people are buying everything up. So trust me, I know. I just had to buy a display case for all of mine.
Gary said he's going to have to bookmark this for later reading, meaning your Boyd house.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Barry also said, I saw your post of all your Godzilla figures. Interesting. And Tom Naily says, Godzilla!
Yeah. But all right. Well, we have had a great night. Jill, thank you again for joining us here. Keep in touch with us and let us know if you get any more information about the house.
Right, definitely.
Would love to have you back.
Tell us more stuff that you found. And
yeah, and maybe we won't be so goofy. Well, I don't know about that.
Not going to happen. We're using goofier. You're getting the watered down version.
Chanel said that your website is amazing, by the way.
Oh,
Jill.
thank you. Our teammate Alex kind of created that for us, so he's kind of the techie guy.
I need your Alex then for my website.
Yeah, well, you just need to send me the info so I can get on there and do some work for you.
True.
Waiting on you, girl. So, all right.
Write the content too, so maybe you won't be so goofy. Really, you are always.
Yeah, we are, but that's what makes the show fun. That's why people keep coming back. We've been here 4.5 years. If we weren't this way and people didn't like us, we wouldn't be here, right?
You like you really like us.
And Barry Marsh says very interesting with Jill tonight. Well, thank you. Thank
and
you.
he has little ghost figures. That's cute.
Little ghosts. Yeah, that's cool.
That's
so, yes, I think Jill had a good time, even with us. Yes, she did.
Yes, I did.
I hope so.
She did. So, all right. So, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for us to get out of here. We have to plan for. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look to see who we had next week.
Well, hurry and do that. We still have a couple minutes if we needed it.
Here, next week on the 20th. That's right, the 20th. Oh, my God, I forgot about this show. We have an actress on the show next Monday.
We do?
Yes, her name is Roz. Yep, her name is Roz.
Oh.
And I will send you the information, Cindy.
Thank you.
It's horror and paranormal.
Horror?
So, horror, yep. And so Roz, I don't know how, I'm going to guess her last name. It says Dresfalez. So it's Roz Dresfalez. I'm guessing. So look that up. She's going to be joining us next Monday. It'll be fun. Frezfalez.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yes, we are going to be talking horror and paranormal and everything else on Monday. Because, we like to mix our horror in with our paranormal. Because it's fun.
But it's funny because Nick was correcting me because, I always say horror instead of
Yeah,
horror.
that's Nick for you.
Nick goes, horror, Cindy.
Nick is the police. He's the text police or whatever you want to call him there. So, chat room police. All right. So, all right, guys, we got to get out of here. We got to keep, stop holding on to Jill. She needs to go. All right. She's got things to do. She won't listen to our silly antics anymore. So, guys, please, one more time, don't forget, check out stcroixparanormal.com. Check out their Facebook page, Boyd House LLC, and the email is boydhouse217@yahoo.com. I should be good at that because I've said it probably a dozen times tonight. But we're good. We are good. All right, guys. Cindy, are you ready, honey? Are you ready?
Sorry,
no, you're not. You're yawning. All right.
At the perfect time. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Remember, folks, wherever there is darkness, there is always the light.
Thank you for listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy. Catch us next Monday for another fantastic guest. Please check out our show as well as others on the WLFE DB Radio Network. And remember, like, follow, and share with everyone.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more.